Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I'm going to be doing a reading for the collective whole. This reading the emotions suddenly picked up. I know they're not mine. We ain't their holler back girls, okay? We are not their holler back girl. There's something going on within society that's really not being spoken about. I'm assuming it's what's going to be spoken about right now. Uh, we're not their holler back girl. I don't know why that song is playing in my head today, because few times I've been around this track. I ain't your holler back girl. I ain't your holler back girl. Maybe I just need to sing to you guys. I don't know. I don't know. So there's some things that we probably need to talk about. Were you singing in your head? Few times been around this track. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay. Daddy, are you just going to buy me coffee?
Nope.
Okay. I'll be done with this reading in a second. Or two. Or several. We gotta go into town. Or a town. Whatever town. Can get a box to send out some goodies. So here goes. Here goes. Here goes. I'm getting this like feeling that a lot of whatever this energy is has to do with our refusal to see clearly whatever it is we're needing to see at this point. This is most likely on a personal level as well as on a global scale. Okay, a global scale. It's just the excuses we tell ourselves in order to justify our participation in the very things that disrupt and dishonor our organic ascension mechanics. It's just not tolerable anymore for soul. You know, soul is like, I ain't no holler back. What does it mean to be a holler back girl? Like, are you, hold on, let's define this. Is all talk and no what? Oh, okay. Okay. Is someone who's all talk and no walk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't listen to maybe I shouldn't listen to Urban Dictionary. I mean, it's a rebound. Oh, like holler at your girl. Mm-hmm. All right. So, I mean, if you're comfortable with being whatever the definition of holler back girl is, I mean, go on with your bad self. I don't know what that means. So, I'm not comfortable with being labeled as that or being asked to participate in a program that requires I be a holler back girl. And no, I'm not a Harajuku girl either. Wrong part of Asia. He goes, Harajuku. Okay. Okay, wrong part of Asia. We can already tell I'm going to be extra today, can't we? Can't we? Can you tell? Let's quit messing around, girl. Okay, so three there, three there, three there, three there. We need a little bit of some good stuff here. Let's do some of these and some of the. Ow! We're not using those. Those are combative. Let's pull this out. Oh, that is so cute. Where'd you put my candles? What was it? As long as my Bruja goodies are not displaced. Okay. Oh, here goes, guys. Extra salty. We ready. Cat moon activated. That's right. There you go. The first one. Already. Swords. No, fuck you. No obedience here. I don't think so. Not you guys. Not you guys. The card. This card fell out. Let's just get started right now. This card fell out. Card number 48, obedience. In order to have obedience, you need to be blinded from the truth of your reality. When your reality is a disrespect to your sovereignty, the only way to tolerate it, the only way to continue to participate in it is through blinding yourself intentionally. If you don't want to open your eyes, that doesn't mean you're blind. You're choosing not to see. Okay. 4 is a number of self. 8 is a number of that reunified consciousness, that totality. You're being asked to go from just a fractionated piece of your reality to the whole damn thing. When you're able to do that, you actually enter into a place of true power, true personal power. And again, I feel the need to clarify. True personal power has nothing to do with the domination of someone outside of you. True personal power is based in and defined by your willingness and ability to not allow anyone to disrespect your sovereignty. No one gets to tell you what to do. People can express their concerns, they can encourage, they can suggest, but at the end of the day, you decide what you allow. You decide whether you will listen to that, whether you will not, whether, I'm about to get graphic, whether you're going to get your balls and put them back in their sack and put them in your pants, buckle that shit up and keep walking like a G. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Then we have card number 8, Chiron healing. She's over there like, I rebuke you. Allow the feminine goddess energy within you to rebuke the bullshit, to rebuke the half naked patriarchal bullshit. We exist in a patriarchal society that does not allow for the maternal instincts, for the goddess energy to flow unrestricted. Mm-hmm. And no, I'm not a feminist. I have the biggest fucking balls you'll ever see. Etheric. Etheric. I don't have anatomical balls. But I'm all about like preserving and honoring sovereignty, my own and anyone else's. So here we go. The wound is a place where the light enters you. Healing must take place before you're able to deal with your matter. Let's see. Chiron is a Greek word for man horse. Man horse, not man whores. There's a difference. Okay. So it lords over matters of health, illness, and disease, and especially how they relate to our personal journey through life. How can you really allow yourself to believe that you're seeing with clarity when the way you see is disease to begin with? If you use the filters that society has installed, that perception contains distorted disease. This perception of you have to play a gender-based role, you have to stay confined to specific socioeconomic settings, you have to only live in one place, you can only do this at this time, that at that time. The way you parent, the way you connect with your children, the way you connect with your partner, all of that is pretty much dictated by society. And anyone who doesn't exist within that realm of conformity, you're ostracized. You're weird. Why you gotta be weird? You mean, why do I gotta be me? That's me fake crying. Why do I gotta be me? No. No. If you don't even know who me is, you don't get to ask me why I gotta be me. There's no pathology in me. I am created in perfect time and measure by Creator itself. And so are you. You will go through different cycles and these come at perfect time. This whole compete compare program is what's diseased. It's what's diseased. How many neighbors check out what other neighbors have? And they need to acquire the same thing, or they need to acquire something more, whether they can afford it or not, whether, it's something that's healthy for them or not. Well, the neighbor's doing it. We need to as well. We only have 3 Christmas light strings. The neighbor has 15. We're going to need 30. We're going to need 30 because we're going to have to keep up with them, beat them a little bit, not too much, but just enough so they notice. This is a lot of the same logic people have for every aspect of their life. If you don't think you do this, when was the last time you were truly celebratory about someone else's success that doesn't benefit you in any way, shape, or form? When was the last time you were able to celebrate that? Where a complete stranger has reached some level of development, achievement, whatever it is, and you genuinely feel happy for them. You feel happy for them in a way that it's like you're the one that achieved it. It doesn't benefit you any, but it's like, fuck, yes, you did it. You did it. I mean, a lot of people don't recognize that they don't even have that type of development yet, where they can just genuinely be happy for other people. Not happy for you because I helped you achieve this and so now I'm a part of this, but just happy for you. I'm happy for you. And here's the thing, how can we be happy for other people in that way when we can't even be happy for ourselves? That's the real question. It was a lead up. um, when was the last time you allowed yourself to be happy for yourself? Happy for yourself just because you're happy, because you choose to be, because you're existing with gratitude in your heart, not because you achieved something, not because you've acquired something, not because of any of that. There's this one statement. I don't know how I feel about it. I constantly hear people like they're purchasing things that are frivolous, high ticket items, frivolous items. Like, I deserve it. I've worked so hard for this. That's indentured servant programming. They want to use your lack of self awareness and lack of self appreciation, self love, self respect, to cause you to believe that the only way you can feel that, the only way you can validate is by purchasing a material thing. Is that the only way you can validate, though? Where you need to be able to afford high ticket items in order to see your worth, see your value. And there's a lot of people who do this, and it's not a malicious thing, it's not a superficial thing. They just need that material expression of their worth, of their accomplishments, achievements. But does that help you? Does that help grow you? Or does it help to perpetuate this this program of blind obedience to a system that seeks to have you oppressed through ownership? That's Are you being oppressed through ownership? What is the goal in the United States? What is like the American dream? To own a house, to own 2 kids, and a dog, and to own another human being that you will call your spouse, and they are obligated to live with you for the rest of their lives, regardless of whether they're happy or not. Ownership. How many of us actually have that? when you can't shift the way you see your value from a material, superficial, only tangible thing, when you can't shift it away from there, you're going to struggle even more. It doesn't make you a bad person. Being into material things is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're selfish and I know so many fucking materialistic people who give so much to everybody. They are so fucking generous. They give just to give. We have all these concepts that are really the truth of pathology, where it's so distorted. It causes a diseased outlook, a diseased um, stance on yourself, you know? And then the things that they identify that give you the ability to exist multidimensionally, to exist devoid of that connection to the system. Oh, that's disease. Oh, you have ADHD. Oh, you are autistic. Um, unless it's interfering with your daily function, it's not a disease. We all have varying degrees of autistic tendencies. We all have varying degrees of ADHD. We all have varying degrees of narcissism. What do you think self love is? Putting yourself first. What do narcissists do? They put themselves first. It's a it's a form of narcissism. Is it an unbalanced narcissistic tendency? No, it's not. Therefore, it's not a pathology. We allow ourselves to get triggered by words we don't really know the definition of. And when we do know the definition of it, we don't ask ourselves, who created this definition? Who set this definition? A degree of narcissism is actually what keeps us alive. And yes, that's true. It's what keeps us from being consumed by the very paradigm we continue to feed. It's different than self care and self absorbed. Um, I find those to be intentionally abusive words. Like the self-absorbed, selfish, self-centered. I'm sorry, maybe I needed to explain. Those are intentionally abusive words. They exist to identify you as someone who does not conform. And if you do not conform, you must be shamed and ostracized. Oh my God, you're so self absorbed. Because I'm taking care of myself? What should I absorb? Your toxicity? You know? And um, I'm definitely not addressing you, Wicked Love Media. It's just one of those things where you have to really, really allow yourself to see the root causation of a lot of the things that people say and do. And when they direct it at you, is it really you that they're directing it at? Or are they recognizing some sort of resonance within you for some part of them they're refusing to acknowledge needs their love? I mean, really, really. It's about allowing that feminine nurturing energy to come in and assist with the healing. So let's see. One must see darkness before there is light. One must experience sickness before there's lasting health. Chiron represents resurrection, so has many relationship to the Christ figure as a wounded healer. Um, when someone calls you wounded, that's their inability to recognize that they are recognizing a healer standing in front of them, a healer in the process of self healing. You have to let go of other people's words, okay? The Hanged Man, healing process, contemplation, medicine, illness, grief, redemption. Ooh, won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption song. Let's see, what are the words to that? Redemption song. pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. Hmm. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Okay, so you have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And no one else can do this for you but you. Okay. Ooh, how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Ooh, ooh, shit. He, do y'all realize we have millions upon millions, possibly billions of people who read and subscribe to the teachings of the Bible. Okay. I'm not trying to tell you the teachings are wrong, but I am trying to tell you there's a lot of things in the Bible that were placed there intentionally to help further along a certain narrative. If you don't partake in the belief of those words, that timeline does not manifest. Manifest destiny. Manifest destiny was a widely held cultural belief in the 19th century United States that American settlers were destined to expand across North America. There are three basic themes to manifest destiny: the special virtues of American people and their institutions. Propounded during the second half of the 19th century, the concept of manifest destiny held that it was divinely ordained, it was the divinely ordained right of the United States to expand its borders to the Pacific Ocean and beyond. Unless we allowed ourselves to remove ourselves, unplug ourselves from that concept of manifest destiny, we went ahead and allowed our energies to feed into that monster. And yes, it is a monster. Yes, as an American citizen, a United States citizen, I am fully aware my country um, goes abroad under the pretense of democracy to expand empire. We are invading foreign nations to expand our empire. We have not flown a peacetime flag since we became a corporation. And we're over here fighting with each other about which candidate is the better CEO of this corporation. CEOs are about profit. I'm just saying, CEOs are about profit. Profit's about to be made off our backs. It's already started. And no, I'm not trying to support Trump. I'm pretty sure he played his part in, helping to set the stage for whatever's going to come next. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure. And, they probably labeled him a bad man because he probably got his ego all butthurt and he was like, fuck you, I'm taking down the swamp. He's like, I'm taking everybody down. What you want to say to me? I'm taking it. Yeah, no, they're all fucking opposite. They're all cronies. They're all friends. They're all friends. I mean, he was friends with Epstein for a while too. What eventually affected their friendship? It wasn't the behaviors, please. It wasn't the behaviors. It was the fact that he was risking profit. He was going to affect profit. At which point he's like, fuck you. I don't know how Trump speaks. I've never listened to his ass. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. The other guys know better either. Fucking, why are you sniffing children? Are you Asian? But I mean, when my Lola would sniff me like that, there was no like sexual undertone about shit. It was like, oh, Lola sniffy kisses. No, there was no like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's just some crazy shit. It's some crazy shit. We need to allow the feminine to rise up. The female of the species is more deadlier than the male. Look that song up. Shock, shock, horror, horror, shock, shock, horror. The female of the species is more deadlier than the male. I love that song. Okay. This is why we're here, you guys. All seriousness, all seriousness. This is why we're here. Card number 26, relax a hold of darkness and be at cause. There's dark shit swirling around lately, probably since the Super Bowl. It is satanic shit that they do. They've been doing it for a while. It's no different than the other satanic shit they do for other events. It's not just a Super Bowl, and it didn't just start. It's not just Lady Gaga. It's not just Rihanna. It's not just The Weeknd. It's not just. In order to be a part of that group, that lifestyle, you have to be willing to do your part, which is perform covert ritual. A lot of the movies that we watch have covert ritual in them. You didn't know that? The one, the first one that pops into my head, children's movies. We have Monsters Inc. Just because I talked about it yesterday. Monsters Inc. They were harvesting Scream, adrenochrome. Yeah, yeah. It's all like this programming thing that occurs, and because we're so accustomed to the programs, we really just, yeah, it's normal. Like, what are you talking about? That's a kid's show. Yeah, because they start them young. You start them young and they won't know any better. I had seen some information. I don't know the validity or accuracy of it, but Rockefeller was the one that created the current school system that we have right now. The system that my children refer to as juvenile incarceration. Like my kids literally call it that, juvenile incarceration. I'm like, why would you say that? It's school. And they're like, Mommy, you have to ask permission to go potty. And if the person doesn't want to let you, then you have to hold your potty. You can't eat when you need to eat. If you're hungry, it doesn't matter. You have to sit there and be quiet. You can't talk. Mind you, they've been homeschooled they've been homeschooled their whole lives. I'm like, where is this coming from? Yeah, they're telling me it's a prison system. And I'm like, well, it kind of is, but like, where the fuck is this coming from? Why are you saying this? And not too long after that, I saw that something about Rockefeller, I believe it was. He created the schooling system to produce docile, easily controlled workforce. When I was in school, I was a fucking fabulous student, but I got in trouble here and there. Um, and after I got in trouble enough times, I learned to just keep quiet. And why was I in trouble? I wasn't disruptive. I asked the wrong questions. Um, Miss Villarreal, why do we need to confess our sins to a priest and call him Father if he's our brother in Christ? Garcia, go to the office. For what? What the fuck? You asked if we have any more questions regarding sacraments, and I'm being put in timeout for yeah, I learned to quiet down real fast. Real fast. I learned to, I mean, the work was so fucking easy for me. I should have just been in AP classes and getting college credit, but I learned to fly under the radar. I learned to get one or two questions wrong. I learned to not allow myself to get 100% too often, just so I could be left alone. Because even at that age, even before I realized the gravity of why it was such a disrespect to my existence to have my sovereign soul be asked to shut up, um, I already had an issue with it. I already definitely had a major issue with it. And the thing is that we have to step out of our comfort zone. North Node has to do with some of the karmic things you have to rebalance. Everyone that's alive right now, you chose to be part of this transitionary phase we are going through to help bring in a balanced existence. Let us not allow ourselves to be fooled into another lie. It's a fucking lie. Okay? It's a lie. I would just be fucking blunt with you right now. This new earth propaganda is a fucking lie. It will not come peacefully. It will not be handed to you through meditation. You will not be selected because you've lived the right lifestyle, have the right frequency, and ascend and leave everyone else behind. I tell you that as an elder soul. It is a lie. We either all go home together or we're all stuck here longer. I mean, I once told my really, really good friend this years ago before he passed. And he goes, "Oh my God, you're a bodhisattva." I was like, "A booty what? A bodhisattva." I said, "But it's the truth. We all go home together or we're all fucking stuck." And it makes me really angry. And he's like, "You're here to change the world." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm here to be like, look, you're fucking up. You're fucking up. You're fucking up. You're definitely fucking up 2 times over." No, I'm not changing this world. You're not changing this world. We are changing this world. When we hold ourselves accountable and when we speak up when we see injustice, when we hold other people accountable for their own toxicity, this is not about blaming. This is about helping each other learn through our diseased perception of the way the world functions. I no longer consider myself spiritual because I recognize it's just a Super Saiyan version of organized religion. You still a Saiyan. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, it's all the same fucking thing. We go from this elitism that's based in your ability to comply with religious demands, and then we turned it into this like, let's test it out because religion's not really working anymore. We can't really control them. Let's usher in atheism. Let's do that. Nothing exists. This is your only life. YOLO, bitches. Yeah. No. Oh shit. We couldn't control them. Science. Bring in science. Let's bring in the fucking science. Bring it all in. Bring it all. Fuck. We can't control them. They're getting too much information. They are connecting the dots between physics, quantum physics, and how science, when we allow it to progress, it actually supports the belief of an existence of a divinity. Mhm. That's too much. No, 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 no. That's too much. Bring in the spiritualists. Bring them in. Those motherfuckers are being cued. Stage left. I'm extra today. I just, yeah. Um, you know, and what happened with that? Y'all want to talk about cultural misappropriation? Y'all really want to talk about that? I mean, we could really get fucking down with that shit because a large portion of this new age movement was culturally misappropriated from esoteric texts, Vedic texts. But it was a new age. It's a new way of being, the new earth. Are y'all kidding me right now? There's no new earth. There's this earth. There is a new consciousness being born right now. That new consciousness needs the rest of us to wake the fuck up from our pretend sleep. Because really, we're not asleep. We're not. We're pretending to be. How do you wake someone up who's pretending to be asleep? I mean, when my brothers used to pretend to be asleep, like when we were younger and I had to wake them up for something, I'd jump on them Elbows and knees. Elbows and knees. You better get out of bed. I'm gonna fucking jump on you. We gotta go to church. 7 a.m. 6 something in the we gotta go to church. Jump on you. Um wait, what happened? Hold on. Science is only as good as what you know when you know it. Exactly. And if you look at the trajectory of the scientific development, you give it enough time and these theories, theorems, and whatever else, there's scientific fact. It's proven wrong. It's proven wrong. It's proven wrong. Yes. Yes. Well, Emmy, give me an example. Okay, well, modern medicine has continued to state all the way up till now the appendix is an outdated, outgrown, like random fucking tidbit of what the fuck that was accidentally left there by God. Oh, I beg to fucking differ. Talk to a naturopath. Ask them what that's about. A really skilled one. Turns out it's a fucking super house that during times of immune crisis, that apparently is something fucking important. No, let's take out the tonsils. You keep take the tonsils out. Oh, you keep getting ear infections. Let's stick some tubes in your ears. Why? That's just mitigating symptomatic presentation. That's not addressing the root causation of that symptomatic presentation. Stop eating dairy. We are not cows. We weren't designed biologically to digest cow bodily secretions. My kids don't call milk milk. They call it bovine bodily secretions, BBS. Bovine bodily secretions. Y'all want to shame mothers for feeding their children, using their breasts the way they were designed to be used, not as your toys, but as perfectly designed cafeterias. Yeah, you have no problem drinking milk from the tit of a cow. That's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. You would shame the mothers of your own species while you steal from the mothers of other species. That's some shit, y'all. I mean, but let's be real here. If I wasn't intolerant, I'd be fucking drinking that milk. It's true. Fucking ice cream, cheese, hello, nachos. But I'm intolerant. So I don't drink it. I don't consume it. That's the only reason why. I don't think I'm better than you. I'd fucking drink and eat that shit too. It's fucking good. It's salty like me, somewhat sweet like me. Depends on how you process it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But that's the thing. Like there's so and I'm not a doctor. I'm not. The reason I'm not a doctor is because I chose not to be. Because I saw all of this when I began having all the damn children that I have, my fucking babies, my little babies. I recognize all the bullshit of the medical industry. The vaccination program on. And yes, I participated in the vaccination program for quite some time because any parent that wants to be seen by other people as a good parent will comply with that vaccination program. Only problem is now all my children are autistic. It's not the vaccine. No, girl. It's not the vaccine. No, girl. It's not the vaccine. Really? So then why do my kids have seizures every single time you inoculate them? Oh no, girl. They're just getting startled. The baby's sleeping. He's just getting startled. Startled does not produce seizure like movements, uncontrollable head shaking. I'm sorry. That's not startled. And the only reason they stopped harassing me regarding forced vaccination was because I agreed under the condition that every single staff member, from the person that checks us in to the person who administers it to the doctor who forces me to do it, you will sign a document, legally binding document, taking ownership, responsibility of my child being harmed. Any type of reaction, you will be financially responsible for it. Sign here. Fucking shoot him up, boo. Sign here first, though. And then they stopped asking me. They stopped telling me that my children will die without it. Funny thing is, vaccinations didn't exist and weren't like publicly available until actually quite recently, late 1900s. What the fuck happened to the rest of humanity up until that point? They lived free of cancer and many of the other diseases that are around. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. So, card number 8, justice. Take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. When you allow yourself to remove yourself from the programming, you begin to see clearly what the fuck the program is. You begin to see it. Card number 53, transformation. Allow your transformation to occur. The challenges that we are facing together and separately, they are triggers, not useless triggers, but triggers to get us to accrete frequency at an accelerated rate. We need the trauma induced accretion to reach higher levels of consciousness. That's another lie that they teach you, that if you're a good person, you'll have a drama free life. If you pray, my mom used to tell me all this all the time. If you pray enough, you will have no problems in life. But my problems are other people. My problem is not me. My problem is other people and their treatment of me. My problem is that I allow them to believe that they can treat me in that way. No, prayer won't fix that. Prayer can help you to quiet down your own self doubt so that you can begin to think the thoughts you need to think, so you can come to the conclusions you need to come to. And I did use prayer. And it helped me to realize I'm actually not the fucking problem here. I'm just the common denominator. So, how can I not be the problem if I'm the common denominator? Well, the problem is their treatment of you. And you're the common denominator because you continue to fucking allow that shit. And other people see it and they assume they can do that too. It's not because you're a drama queen, it's because you've shamed yourself into submission so that you can better cater to other people's unrealistic, unfair, absolutely asinine, bullshit ass fucking demands. I ain't got no problem with my attitude. It works perfectly fine. It does. It works perfectly fine. My attitude is not broken. It works perfectly fine because I'm not like that with everybody. I'm like that. I'm reactive with the people whose energy tells me, you're going to try and drag me back to this motherfucking toxic ass cycle. Let's just do this shit right now before you get a chance to do it. I'm about efficiency. Let me do this right now. Fuck you. Okay. You've heard what you had to say. Um, I've heard what you had to say. I'm not agreeing to it. I'll fight you tooth and nail. Find a different victim. Find someone else. Find a different victim. This is not gonna. It's not gonna end pretty for you. I had someone recently who was trying to gaslight. Um, she didn't know me very well. She just saw the nice sweetness coming from me, you know, because I prefer to be a very nice, accommodating, very, very sweet person. I prefer that. That's my preferred way to exist. But I'm a totality. So I have this other half of me that can be just as intense as my sweetness, but polar opposite. So she's trying to gaslight me via text message. And I said to her, and I quote, you should go to sleep or take a nap or something, because if you continue with this shit, you're going to have a big fucking problem with me. And I promise you, you're not going to like the reaction. Luckily, she's smart because she stopped right there. She stopped because I was ready. I was sitting there with my phone in my hand. Say something, bitch. Say something. Tell me one more fucking thing. Give me that invitation. I will show up with all my armor. And I sat there for a good 5 minutes. Okay. She got the message. Fine. No war to attend. Yeah, no. Sometimes you have to let the beast out, let it stretch its fucking legs, and that be an expression. The most authentic, most potent expression of self love and self care. Yeah, no, girl, I was super fucking sweet to her. Super fucking sweet to her, to the point where she's like, oh my God, you're such an angel. Oh my God. Demons be angels too, boo. You know their horns? That was once a halo. Broke. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I have all my parts. All my parts are welcome to come out and play. So beyond the mind, go beyond what you think you are and enter into this place of knowing what you actually are. Allow your life to guide you to the experiences and connections that will help you to better understand the true gravity of your totality. I thought I only would hold value in people's hearts and minds if I continue to overgive. And the overgiving comes from a sense of participation in a martyrdom complex. I had to martyr myself day in and day out. And it's like, why? So people will think I'm a good person. If they don't already know you're a good person by you just existing and witnessing you existing, they're never going to think you're a good person. Not everyone is willing to see or experience or acknowledge the truth of who and what you are. And if you're going to live your life based on, you know, those type of people's acceptance of you, you will not be truly living. Okay? I'm just saying. Let that need go. It's a distorted teaching. I bet you Beyonce ain't the person she is publicly. I bet you. I used to watch her and be like, she's so sweet. She's so down to earth. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Who is she really? I don't know. And I don't think I want to know. When you constantly have to show up and be the performer that you are, I don't know that I can trust you to show me the real you. How do I not know this is just another extension of a performance? And I go back and forth with this within myself. Like, for a few years when I first began live streaming, I didn't really let people see how angry I can be, how combative, how in your face, like, and they only ever saw me as a sweet person. I was thinking about this morning. In particular, this one woman who I was consistently helping. Um, I never asked for anything in return. I was consistently helping her because I wanted to. It's because I wanted to. And she was in a really bad situation with life. And a lot of the people who were in the cult, I'm talking shit. A lot of the people who were in that like community, spiritual community, they knew how much she was struggling. And I was just really trying to be her advocate and largest supporter. And like all this drama shit popped off. And it was directed at me. I didn't do shit, but it was directed at me because I wouldn't conform. And She had a private conversation with me where she was like, "You are the sweetest person I have ever met. Please don't allow people to change you. Don't ever let this world change that sweetness." And I was thinking about it this morning. Um, she wasn't talking about sweetness as in character. She was hoping that I never allow myself to see that I was being taken advantage of, my kindness and all of that. Please don't ever change. Why? So that I can continue to be your benefactor? Because I never complain or set limits as to how much I will give you, how often I will give you, how much I will plug your business, how much I will support you, stand up for you, fucking go to war for you. Don't ever change. Where was the reciprocity? Definitely wasn't there. Because the moment it came to this thing of like, someone who didn't like me began paying her for things, basically just to be friends, paying her. And they saw how fucking wicked this shit was that they were trying to do to me. Where was she? Where was her defense of me? And it's not that I needed defending, it's that I needed to witness her loyalties are with her. I didn't need her to pick sides. I needed her to show me that I was playing myself, which she did. And then I was able to free myself of that. A decision I created, a decision I made, a decision I stuck to, because the fallout of me cutting ties with her, there was no cussing her out or anything like that. It was a simple, you were right. Because she had said something about the individuals who started all this shit. And all I said to her was, you are right. I'm sorry I put you in that position. And then I blocked her on Messenger so she could no longer contact me. All I said to her, you were right. At which point she made public posts about how I'm such a fucked up person and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And there were hundreds of comments of how I should just die. Fuck you, bitches. I'm still alive. I don't need your permission to exist. I don't need your permission to tap into all aspects of myself. And despite you, because of you, I will continue to give to whoever I feel called to give with no shame and no obligation. I will say no when my heart tells me no. And I have found my voice, I have found my truth. Fuck you for your attempt to try and shame me for being a good person. But thank you for letting me experience enough to let that fucking savage beast out the fucking cage, because all them bitches learned after that. You want some, I'll give you some. Mm-hmm. You want to tangle with the horns, I'll fucking shove it right through you. I'm not that nice all the time. I am that nice, just not all the time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now this morning I was thinking about this, like, God, should I ease up on how authentic I actually am? Just kind of temper down some of that. Like, I be getting a little snappy sometimes and like just irritated. Or should I? And then I was like, bitch, get the fuck out of bed, get some fucking coffee, fix your fucking face and your hair. You talking stupid right now. That's how I woke up this morning. You talking stupid right now, girl. Why the fuck would you make it a goal to return to a place of toxic disempowerment? Fuck that shit. I'm strong. I'm staying strong. The gains you make, that spiritual progress you make that gives you that muscle, spiritual, it doesn't go away. It's not like when you work out the human body. Working out at the gym is tied to the human condition. The human condition, that progress can be reversed. Spirituality, on the other hand, your spiritual development. Once you are stretched to a certain point, I'm sorry, boo, you're not going to be nice and taut no more. You just not. You can never return to that old place of being once your consciousness, your awareness of that consciousness is stretched. You just not. But I did need that this morning. I did need that. I did recognize, and that's why I'm live right now. I did recognize this circling back around, an invitation, very subtle, subtle invitation to return to old places of toxicity. That's what the energy is right now. It's an invitation. Would you like to come? No, I gotta wash my hair. I do. I gotta wash my hair. Shit's crazy. Card number 44, shine your light. Hey, if they have a problem because your light is shining so bright, they should really just go back into the caves they came from. They can continue to exist in their darkness and toxicity without your participation. I mean, that's a solo project. They can complete that shit on their own. You don't have to join them there. Allow yourself to receive your truths. Your truths are, there's some shit that swirls around, but reality is at the center, the eye of the storm. That's where it's most quietest. Center yourself within your existence. Now is a time for us to redefine this self-centeredness. It is not my job to orbit you. Not only am I not a moon, nor a planet, nor a satellite, nor any of that. I'm my whole entire solar system. I have all my components. If I want to touch into my shadow aspects and have some of that lunar energy, I got you, boo. If I want to shine bright like a motherfucking Rihanna diamond, I can go solar. I got you, boo. When I need to ground and feel ascended like some sort of stability, I got planets. We got you, boo. I got it all within me. It's nice when you can align with, maybe a handful of people that understand this. They have their own solar system thing going on, and you can kind of coexist together and become a universe. Ooh, universe. A singular expression of truth. A singular expression of thoughts formed into being through the release of elements like air. Singular verse in the song of life. If they can't be that for you and with you, they should have no place at your table. Mm-hmm. Card number 3, inspiration. The bees carry the potentiality of sweetness and stings. It's really up to you how that will play out. Okay. For the bees, if it represents aspects of your progress, your journey, your development, when you fight it, when you become aggressive with it, the likelihood of that bee stinging you becomes elevated. It's okay to recognize you are but a fledgling still in this life. That's okay. We all have to start somewhere. Don't allow your concept of needing to be at the pinnacle of your existence right from the start, or you're worthless. Don't allow that perfectionism issue to cripple you. Don't allow it. Complicated. Life is complicated in its simplicity. Life is simple in a very complex way. Let that sink in. Okay. Princess of Spring, optimistic, enthusiastic, creative, energetic. It's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. Let your creativity take flight. Allow yourself to fly. Allow yourself to get to the point where you recognize you have the ability to fly. Toxic people are so sad to me. When you still regard toxic people in any way, shape, or form, even feeling pity for them, sadness for them, you are feeding their toxicity. when I deal with toxic people, all I need is to identify you as toxic. Bitch, be gone. Wish you a good life, far, far away from mine. May our paths never cross again unless you fix that toxicity, at which point we'll see. But I'm not going to think about you again. I'm not going to deal with you again. No, I don't want to know. People don't tell me what they're saying. No, I don't want to hear it. Oh, they called you a bitch. Well, sometimes I am. I don't want to hear it. Card number 1, the Magician. You can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. And sometimes the things you need to manifest to be a success are the very struggles that cause you to feel as though you should give up. Because in that moment where you're like at the precipice, at that ledge, about to fall, it's at that point you're being gifted with a massive opportunity. Give up or give in. Give in to the process that your soul has initiated. This process is taking you to places of success, stability, abundance, recognition that giving up won't take you. Are you going to give up or are you going to give in? Exactly. Ooh, Septina. You cannot even afford to give them your pity or sympathy. That's right. Do toxic people know they are toxic? Well, that's the thing. Part of their toxicity is lack of accountability, lack of recognition, self realization, self actualization. So, no, that's a part of their toxicity. That's why there is no point in feeding any more emotion. Oh, I feel so bad for them. Why? They don't feel bad for them. You're the problem. Oh, my so and so is a narcissist. I just, if I love them enough, I'll help them. You're the problem, though. In their eyes, you're the problem. They're going to continue to forever blame you and attack you. So, in that loving them, you're volunteering to be the whipping girl, the whipping boy, the punching bag. I mean, you might as well get a shirt that says speed bag across the chest. Whenever they enter into this active cycle of toxicity, put the speed bag shirt on. I'm here. There's a fucked up shit to say. It is. I'm kind of in a fucked up mood right now. Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, this reminds me of people who peddle magic, trying to sell you shit, like sell you concepts, sell you perceptions of yourself that are not really rooted in your reality. And you're so focused on that glittery, like, ooh, oh my God, you have a staff? It looks like a Gandalf staff. You must be. Nah, that looks like it came from Wish. That looked like it came from Wish. I don't know. I think he's holding it there because that part of it, that's where it broke as it was being shipped to your house. So he's just, he's trying to hold his shit together. I'm sorry, bruh. I'm sorry. I'm a bad bitch today. I'm saying bad bitch shit. I'm fucking around. I can't take this shit serious. This motherfucker right here is leading your ass to a tower moment. I say take his wish staff, fucking throw it across the field and book it in the other direction. Avoid people like this. Avoid people who put on performances. Avoid people who put on performances. See, at one point within pop culture came the phenomena of the fuckboy, right? Like, oh my God, there's a fuckboy. A large portion of the twin flame stuff is fuckboyery. They went ahead 66% at 11.11. They went ahead and they went on Amazon and they purchased their fuckboy starter pack, spiritual edition. If you say these types of words, if you use social media to post nothing but quotes, esoteric quotes paired with somewhat dark art, You're sexy. You're attractive. You're elevated. Oh my God, you can be my guru. It's an act. For most people, it's an act. Spiritual fuckboys are the worst. Can I get an Amun Ra? Can I get an Amun Ra on that one? They purchased their fuckboy starter pack on President's Day with that President Day fucking President's Day discount. Primed it. They shipped it Amazon Prime. They ready, y'all. They ready. I'm just talking so much shit today. You like it. Keep watching. A new romantic cycle begins. Oh my God. Y'all, were we not just talking about spiritual fuckboys? Were we not just talking about this shit? A new romantic cycle began. I'll tell you this. This is my spiritual advice for the day. The amount of money that you would have spent to invest in a therapist to help correct the damage that was done by a spiritual fuckboy, save that shit up. Use it to Amazon Prime some esoteric text to you. Read some books. Fucking subscribe to Audible. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than the cost of the therapy you'll need. The sessions you will need to purchase to correct the internal damage to your luminous bodies. Y'all, all seriousness, when someone comes to me and they have been ravaged by a spiritual fuckboy or a spiritual fuckgirl, the amount of catastrophic morphogenetic damage, like holy fucking shit. You let someone do this to you? That's my reaction. Every single time. Like, what the actual fuck? Do you understand what they did to you? And they usually don't. And yes, oftentimes, I'll say it. Oftentimes after the session, I have to just cry that shit out. I just have to cry that shit out to see what has been done. And I don't even know if I could be that honest and like share with you the ways in which you were violated without your consent, without your knowing, violated. Okay. A win-win outcome is forecast. Look at this. Awareness is key. It's what keeps the balance. It's what keeps the balance. Okay. Soul tie can't fuck you up. 99% of the people who get caught up with spiritual fuckboys are because they believe they have a soul tie. You might want to rethink that logic. You really might want to rethink that logic. About 99% of the clients that have this serious energetic crisis. No, but they're my twin. No, baby boo. They fucking ripped out your sacral chakra. You have parasitic worms in its place. That's not just a case of the clap. That's not just spiritual herpes. You have fucking parasitic worms squirming around in your nether regions. Like, that's not a twin. That is not a soul connection. You bought into something because you wanted something so deeply. You wanted a connection so fucking deep that you were willing to give up parts of you, even to just purchase the lie, to have the experience. You can't cut cords. That's the thing. See, what you're showcasing right now is the blind acceptance of bastardized spiritual teachings that were culturally misappropriated from ancient texts. Do you know the roots of that teaching? Because if you don't, how do you know it hasn't been bastardized? How do you know it wasn't turned on its head in order to better market it to a larger audience? How do you know you didn't receive that teaching simply because you are a member of a demographic? You don't. And no, cutting a cord does not resolve the issue, it compounds it. When you have a tumor, a growth, when you cut into that, you are now spreading the cells. Once it was contained, now it's no longer. They might have gotten out the mass, but how much of that diseased coating is now freely circulating through your body? How much? Things that are so beyond toxic to you. Let's talk about capsulation of a breast implant. Why does a body encapsulate it? It's silicone, it's safe. It's saline, it's safe. Because it's a foreign invader and the body will protect itself from it. And what happens when they cut into that? You've just set loose a shitstorm in that person's body. That is a medical crisis ticking time bomb. We are taught so much really convoluted shit and we just lap it up like it's the truth. It's the truth. No, I know because I read it from blah, 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 blah. Where did they read it from? Where did they read it from? Google? You know, a lot of people take their information from Wikipedia, and there's no regulatory body for Wikipedia. There isn't. You could make posts in there. You could add information. It doesn't have to be accurate. I just go to Wikipedia because sometimes it's entertaining. Well, see, that's the thing. You're still trying to justify how your perception of something, despite me telling you that based on my professional opinion, with however many years of a body of work in this specific field, I am not just a member of this specific field. I'm fucking pioneering parasitic extraction. I own the trademark for parasitic extraction. That should tell you something. I trademarked it because I coined it. I created that term. And if you don't want to know, I'm not going to force you to know. I read what I read. I understood very, very clearly what you wrote. And I expanded on it. So, fire element, desire. Card number 37. Fire element, desire. Passion, though a bad regulator, is a powerful spring. There are changes coming, new movement. Look for them to be quick. The element of fire in astrology is all about beginnings, our passions, and how fast we get our energy moving. It's not bad to get your energy moving really quickly. What's bad is if you don't first determine the trajectory. If you're just going to all go, where are you going? You don't know. How do you know it's not towards a wall? The brick wall of that tower moment. You have to discern before you start. When this card is involved, expect changes to be dramatic in an unforgettable way. A situation is about to be transformed through a wake up call or a personal epiphany. This element is spirit moving and a great indicator of creativity. So now's the time to apply your energy wholeheartedly. If you want to change the trajectory of your spiritual evolution, you have to be able to see clearly the things that you have participated in, subscribed to, that have further confused you from whatever it is you are needing to learn. Okay. And this is not about, I know more than you. No, this is about, hey, let me share with you my opinion based on my body of work. It's up to everyone, whether they want to accept it, whether they want to consider it, whether they want to fully reject it. Completely honor your sovereignty. I completely honor your sovereignty. But I can't, at this point in my spiritual journey, I can no longer remain quiet just so I don't ruffle feathers. I can't. I can't. I can't continue to empower the distorted teachings simply because I don't want to cause waves. The fact is, I'm the fucking ocean. 76% at 1122. The waves are me. The intensity of those waves are highly contingent on my ability to dissipate the storms. And every single time I allow myself to be silenced by myself, I create the perfect storm within. So now just speak it, girl. Just speak it. Speak it and let the bodies hit the floor. Let whoever hear whatever and give them the right and the power to decide what they will do with whatever. So card number 17, Leo, I will. It's better to be looked over than overlooked. This is the card of honor and strength. Let's see. When this card comes up in a reading, expect to be at the center of something and be recognized. It may be to do with awards, a television appearance at a conference or a public forum. The way you appear to others is important now, and this card indicates growth in both reputation and career. Ooh. You may opt for a new look. You're looking to change careers. Something original or to do with the public will be likely. If a job emphasizes team players, you will soon to be one of the leaders. And that's awesome. Okay. Whatever is happening, you're at the center of it, and it will be an adventure. Okay. So this is the strength card, the individual, creativity, play, children, the stage, standing out in the heart, allowing yourself to really step into your purpose. If your purpose is to stand out, if your purpose is to create enough waves to dislodge the bullshit programs that all of us have been subjected to, then get wavy, baby. Get wavy. Get wavy with it. Really just, get wavy with it. Really let yourself serve your purpose. When I talk, sometimes the things that I say come out so truthfully that it offends people. I would rather you be offended by the truth than misled by my silence. I really would prefer that. I would prefer you hear from me unadulterated truth than spend the night crying about how I should have said something to you. Several weeks from now, laying in bed crying, I should have said, if I had said something to her, if I had said something to him, they wouldn't have experienced what they're experiencing now and they wouldn't be struggling and hurting. And somehow it's my fault. Those are my cycle. I'm such a fucking Pisces. Yeah. So now I've been shifting it. I did tell you. You didn't want to fucking hear it because you knew more. You knew better. You read more. You quoted more people. And then there's just me, stay at home mom, me, who can be fucking combative and aggressive verbally for no fucking reason aside from the fact that I need to eat. So, I mean, you made your choice. I'm not fucking responsible for shit no more. You're going to learn however you need to learn. And if you can learn by simply hearing what I say, filtering it, seeing what applies, and learning that way, beautiful. If you need to learn by actually experiencing it, beautiful. Do you, boo? Do whatever you need to do to learn whatever you need to learn. But at this point, I've learned enough to understand and accept and fully embrace you are not my responsibility. I am not obligated to shelter you from your own process. And if I am going to truly, truly love you in the way that I want to love everybody. I will love you in a way that frees you to choose whether you're going to fall flat on your fucking ass or not. And I won't say a word. The moment you tell me you don't want to hear, the moment you show me my words are approaching your stuffed up ears, I will grow silent intentionally, not to punish or withhold, but to respect your request to shut the fuck up because you got this. You've already chosen how you're going to learn this. Do you, boo? Do you learn what you need to learn? Move forward from it. I'm not saying do you and learn like punish yourself. That's right. You fucked up because you no. Learn how you need to learn. I don't necessarily learn by listening to other people. I learn by being dragged by my own soul and experiencing in real life the things I need to experience so I can come to my own conclusions. And if I need you to respect and love me enough to let me go through my process, then fuck yeah, I'm going to hold myself to a standard where I'm going to let you do you. If I'm going to need you to let me do me, you're going to do you. I'm just saying reciprocity. If I need you to love me in that way, then fuck yes, I'll love you in that way too. Decide for yourself. Learn for yourself. We give too much of our power away because really, taking all my words in as though is God talking to you and I know everything. And if Emmie says this, then this is what has to happen. That's no better than not hearing anything I'm saying. Because all you've done is transferred your codependency to me. That's not a good person to transfer it to. It's not. It's not. Because I haven't grown enough within myself to be able to recognize immediately, oh shit, we trauma bonding, we're trauma bonding. Yeah, that usually ends up badly. By the time I become cognizant enough of what this is, it's usually too late to repair that connection. It really is. It's usually too late. I'm the wrongest person to trauma bond with. Because I'll call you out on your shit and I'll be like, I'm out. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm out. I can't do this. That's where I'm at with my development. I'm trying to shift it into a place of more grace and compassion. I have made progress. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. When certain things trigger me in certain ways, I'm out. I'm not staying for that. Nope. I haven't gotten to that lesson yet in my life handbook. I'll save that for when I get to that chapter. Yeah. And that's okay. My biggest portion of growth arrived when I realized it's okay for me to recognize that. It's okay for me to recognize the limitations that I have, that I don't always have to show up. Sometimes I have to just allow you to do whatever it is you need to do in order to learn whatever you need to learn. You got this. I believe in you. Because I do. Ooh, 83% at 11:29. Ooh, 8 plus 3 is 11. 11. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11, 11, 11, 33. A recognition that a journey needs to take place. And this journey eventually culminates in you returning to a place of mastery, mastery of yourself and your life, not of other people, not of other people's circumstance, but your reaction and response to it. And mastery does not mean pre programmed responses so that you can feel so namaste. No, mastery has to do with recognizing the dynamics playing out in front of you and how these dynamics, because it's dynamic, you can't have a pre programmed response. Because if you do, you're not actually present. If you're not actually present, you're not actually learning. So, what did we learn today? We ain't no holler back girls, okay? Okay, you're not rebounding from one guru on me. Your previous guru will be your final guru. Okay? We're not doing that holler back girl shit here. You will not come here and expect me to take their place. There is no pedestal. There is simply firewood that we can use as fuel for our rise. Do not elevate anyone above you, no matter how smart they sound. Do not elevate anyone above you. Get to a place where you feel comfortable inviting them to walk shoulder to shoulder beside you as equals. Their differences contained within them, your differences contained within you, being able to coexist peacefully, not because we are incapable of extreme violence, but because we choose peace. That's some Bushido shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You can't consider yourself peaceful if you're not capable of the violence necessary to maintain the peace. Recognize that. The truth of the warrior is not in the sword, but in the warrior's ability to determine the use function of that sword. That's some deep shit. That is some deep shit. Deep enough for me to get out of my jammies and go run errands. You guys, thank you so much for sharing this space with me. Thank you for consistently being super open to me just having these tangents and just really being my most authentic expression of my most authentic truth. Everything I say in readings, they're my opinions. It doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit until you allow it to mean shit. And whatever it means for you, I don't have the power to change what it means for you. That's how powerful you are. Recognize that shit. Utilize that shit. That's that. All right, I gotta go. I love you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Join me when I'm live. I love you guys. See you again soon. Bye.